Hey, so welcome to Hot Shot Sports. We're going to talk about NFL free agency, a little NBA action, March Madness, the craziness, get into some three tiers, cheers, and cheers. I think I said that later, and yeah, we'll be back in a second. Alright guys, I'm Jason Cashman, this is Grant Biles and Ryan Giannoni? Giannoni! That's what we're going with today. Alright, so we're going to start with a little NFL free agency here. Lots of big moves this offseason, boys. Lots of big moves. You got Allen Robinson to the Bears, Sammy Watkins to the Chiefs, Kirk Cousins to the Vikings, Malcolm Butler to the Titans, Jimmy Graham to the Packers, Jordy Nelson being released by the Packers, the Browns traded for Jarvis Landry. I could go on for a while here. What was your favorite move of the offseason so far?
I'll have to say, I'll start it off here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Chicago Bears, for one, is my favorite team. Okay, I don't know if you can tell by the jersey, but I'm a Chicago Cubs fan from Chicago.
Born and raised.
And the Chicago Bears basically getting Allen Robinson to help out with the wide receivers because we needed weapons last year, frankly.
Yes.
And now we have that. Now we have a tight end with Trey Burton. Signed him for 4 years, $32 million. Signed another kicker. We need that because our kickers last year were atrocious. So adding Cody Parker to the Bears is a very essential part of the team. Mm-hmm. I could go on and on about the Bears, but I'm sure you have something to probably talk about with your Packers, maybe.
Well, the Bears, don't get me wrong, the Bears made some good moves. You know, when you pair those new weapons for Trubisky with their new offensive-minded head coach, you get John Fox
Matt Nagy,
there. Matt Nagy nagging up a storm in Chicago.
You bet, folks.
Developed Trubisky, and he has weapons to throw now. He didn't have that last year, so that's going to be huge. I wanted to look. Let's look west to the NFC West. I really like what the Rams did with their secondary.
That's
and it wasn't just through free agency. You know, using all avenues. They traded for Marcus Peters. They bring in Sam Shields because why the hell not? Yeah. Why the hell not? And you know, just rebuilding that secondary because we see what a good secondary can do, and you know. Out there, and that's a young team. We see they're not paying their quarterback a whole lot. He's on a rookie contract, so they have that money to spend.
Yeah, I really agree with both those. Like you said, the Bears, they made a lot of good moves. Got Taylor Gabriel in there. They got some linebacker help. They re-signed Kyle Fuller. Got Prince Mukamara back. The team I'm gonna go with, the Browns. The Browns. I love what the Browns did.
Okay.
They had so much draft capital. Traded for Jarvis Landry. Got Tyrod Taylor as a QB now. Now when you draft one, you can just let him develop for a year behind Tyrod. You got Carlos Hyde running backs. You don't need to draft Barkley anymore. I think the Browns are making moves.
Browns are going to go first, or worst to first, is what I'm going to say.
Hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
Worst to first, that's a little exaggeration. I think they'll be very competitive this year.
I
agree.
Pieces
like Tyrod Taylor. There's like 100 mock drafts out there, but I don't know exactly who they're going to be selecting at all because they've added so many pieces to their team already. Yeah. It's going to be up in the air for that. So
I'm thinking they'll probably go QB1 and then at 4. Who knows? They could trade it. I mean,
why did they trade for Tyrod Taylor though? Can somebody explain that to me?
Because then they got Demarius Randall for trading Deshaun Kaiser to the Packers.
Well, okay, so you trade for
a starting cornerback.
Huge. Packers with Deshaun Kaiser. Huge move.
Yeah.
Maybe the most significant move in all of free agency.
So here's what the Browns did. They're like, hold on. So the Browns have Alonzo Highsmith, Elliott Wolf, and they got the Packers. Who's their GM? Name is escaping me. We'll come back to that. So they have like the entire Packers front office. John Dorsey, thank you. Rated their front office, and they're like, wow, they drafted Demarius Randall, who was a safety in college, and the Packers are like, no, we need a corner, so obviously we'll draft a safety. So like, we'll take Demarius Randall. We're going to put him at safety. He'll look great, and the Packers will be mad because they've let how many pieces of their secondary go. So the Demarius Randall, the safety, I think is actually a really good move. But the Browns, I think they win like, give them 8 wins.
Yeah,
I was going to say 7. I was going to say 7.
8 wins. Yeah. Set the over/under at 8. Or at 7, and I'll take the over at 8 because I always take the over.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I think I really think the Packers are horrible at evaluating defensive backs in general because it just seems too often that they let a guy go like a Casey Hayward, and now he's getting
Micah
paid.
Hyde.
Micah Hyde,
and they're just
Morgan Burnett.
they make a lot of money and they make a lot of plays now, and the Packers were just horrible at evaluating their skill.
Yeah, they're not good at
So the
it.
Packers
Are you attacking me for that? I have nothing to do with this.
I mean, I would just like to say that the Packers, for one, they're not that well coached.
Oh,
and I think that
wow.
I would love to say that the Packers, without Aaron Rodgers, are essentially nothing.
That's a fair I will say, G has actually spent years and years coming up with that take because nothing on film. Oh, last year when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, that was obviously the case. So good take. Good take. They are nothing.
So I've been saying that for like the past 4 years also, because I'm also a Chicago fan, and like they're probably a 4-win team without Rodgers.
No, I agree.
Like they're just they're not.
That's why they fired their defensive coordinator, half their position coaches, and their general manager.
Yeah.
We're on the same page here, gentlemen.
So do you like the moves the Packers made and giving Jimmy Graham, Muhammad Wilkerson? Do you like that?
Yeah, because he's younger than Nelson, and he's going to do a lot of. He's
younger by 1 year.
He's going to be a red zone target.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. I'll give you that. Okay. Now we're on to the NBA. Okay, so the Raptors and Rockets are sitting atop their respective conferences right now, with Boston in second. Do you guys actually believe in them? Can you believe in any of those teams that's not Golden State or the Cavs?
I believe in Toronto. I don't believe in Boston because I don't think they can score to keep up with Toronto. They have a good defense, but they lost Marcus Smart too, who might be out for a long time, and he's so much of their defense. They have a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old on their starting roster, and that's going to be tough. I believe in Toronto. I don't know why people don't talk about Toronto.
Because Toronto's that team, though, they get to the playoffs and then they lose. They can't go.
Good. Have you watched them this year?
Yes, they're very good.
So good.
Yeah, they are. They don't get. I don't know. They don't get a lot of hype, which is weird. They should.
They should. They're on that East Coast. They
should
from
the 6. So
they're from the 6.
I mean,
can we believe in the Rockets?
Yes, absolutely. Because they built up their defense, but that's I'm sure what you were about to say, right?
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay,
go ahead. By all means, Grant.
No,
it's okay.
Go ahead.
But I would like to say. The Rockets they'll have a long run because of one thing. James Harden's ability to get away with fouls and shoving off to create space. I love the move, but it's a foul every time he does it.
I knew
he shoves off with the shoulder, gives a little shimmy there, step back, then he travels for one.
Everyone travels in the NBA, though.
So, everybody travels, but if he's going to get away with that, don't get me wrong, I love it. James Harden, those moves, I go nuts for him because they're great moves. But I mean, that's why they're going to go far.
I knew when you started that, as soon as you kept talking, I knew that was not going to be genuine at all by your tone. The Rockets built up. They got guys like PJ Tucker. They added Jeff Green, who the other night you saw, Gerald Green, who went off and pushed and got the big fine. They got a little bit of toughness. They're not a weak team this year, so they really built a little more defensive toughness. And the Golden State Warriors are a couple injuries away, as we've seen from the Rockets being by far and away the best team.
So Houston, Toronto, NBA championships.
No. Bucks in 6.
Okay, well, speaking of the Bucks, that's actually a really good segue.
It's a good segue, G.
Because I was going to say, what's going on with the Bucks? They're currently a 8 seed?
They're the 8 seed.
They're the 8 seed now, as of last night.
They've really dropped.
Is this just who they are? Are they just like that mid to late seed, and then they're not going to get any better, or should they be a lot better than this?
Cashman, I've watched every Bucks game this year except for
hey, look at your jersey, big Buck fan.
I've watched every Bucks game this year except for the Lakers game in November because I was at the Badger game. I will admit that. I have not missed a Bucks game, and the more that I think I know this team, the less that I actually do because at this juncture right now, I will admit to the camera that I'm looking in currently that I don't know what is wrong with the Bucks. I'm out of peanuts. I'm out of cashews. I have nothing left to grasp on. I don't know. They're good. They have good players. They have a good bench. They're athletic. They're long, and I don't know why they're the 8 seed. So
I'd blame coaching. It was Jason Kidd. Well, he's gone.
Joe Prunty's the right-hand man to Jason Kidd. So
exactly. That's the thing is that they didn't really have a changeover of coaching.
But they have good enough players. Like you should be able to have G coach them, and they should be able to beat a lot of the teams.
I'm not a good NBA coach. I don't know if you knew that, but
he's an energy guy, but he's not an X's and O's.
I'll bring the hype, but I need somebody like Grant to bring in with the X's and O's.
You need your co-star coach.
I'm the clipboard guy. Exactly. He is the megaphone whistle guy.
How about Brandon Jennings? I like him.
10 more days. They should have signed him a while ago. He fits a need right now. They have a couple point guards injured. And he's a creative passer, which they don't have very many. It's a lot of selfish ball on Brandon Jennings. He's kind of one guy. Oddly, because he was like one of the most selfish players ever when he was at the Bucks the first time. But now the ball actually moves a little bit with Brandon Jennings, so I like to see that.
All right,
sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
So Giannis is probably in the MVP running. Who do you think is going to be the MVP this year?
Ooh, that's tough. That is really tough.
It's not though. That's the thing. It's not tough at all. But I'll let you go ahead.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
You can't even throw a name out there.
No, if we're gonna cut me off here, go ahead.
I set you up. I set you up.
It's fine.
It's James Harden. It is James Harden 100%.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say right there.
There you go. It's James Harden.
James Harden.
See, I would disagree.
Because he gets away with the shove-offs.
No, it's the shove-off. LeBron James would be right there, but he took the entire month of January off, I think, to make the Cavs look bad to get some more players, which is fine, but he's not going to win an MVP because of that. I'm sorry.
But then still probably make it to the finals with a whole different team. Like, you're the MVP.
I think he's the best player of all time.
It's just...
He's just not the MVP.
No, he's not the best player of all time, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Different discussion for a different day.
Exactly. All right, speaking of other basketball, probably the most exciting basketball in March Madness. Everyone loves March Madness. Guys, history was made.
It was.
Did you watch that game? 16 seed, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. You've never heard of them in your life. The Retrievers, the Golden Retrievers. Not actually the Golden Retrievers, but we're going to go with it.
Yeah.
They won, and it wasn't by little. It wasn't like a last-second shot or anything. They won on a commanding 20-point lead. Gee, did you watch it?
I know you're a big retriever guy. So
yeah, huge retriever guy. That's my favorite dog in the future. But they dropped them by 20 points, like you said. It wasn't even close. I was at a loss for words watching the game because, I'm not going to get into it too much now, but it was. Congrats to you, UMBC, because I just can't even fathom it. I'm at a loss for words, as you can already see.
Yeah, that a 16 beat a 1.
Yeah, well, it's first time ever, obviously. So.
135-0, I think, going into that game.
Yeah.
Never won.
And then the reporter had to ask the players for Virginia and the press, like, were you aware? And the kid was like, just get away from me.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks. We all know.
Never mind, we're not going there. But yes, that was not a good move.
No,
but it's been a really awesome March Madness so far. Though. It's been fun.
There's been so many last-second shots. Loyola Chicago's the Ramblers, they're a huge story. You had Houston over San Diego State, Alabama over Virginia Tech.
Nevada came back against Cincinnati,
22 point. Buffalo destroyed Arizona. Yeah. That was by like another 20 points. That was embarrassing.
Kind of ridiculous, but I think there's a conspiracy theory with that Arizona thing. I think that it's kind of like, I think they blew it because they knew all that thing with Sean Miller and DeAndre Ayton.
You never have to vacate a title if you don't win it first.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Why vacate a title, but if you can't make it there?
Yeah.
And the thing is,
if you can't make it there, you don't lose to Buffalo. That's also, here's the thing. Buffalo, part of Bill's Mafia.
Yes, jumping through tables.
That's why they have that little chip on the shoulder, okay?
Yeah.
Has March Madness, some people are talking about this, has March Madness been too good? Like, have too many good teams lost to the point where we're like, that was really fun, but who are we watching now? Like, okay, Kansas is still in.
No.
But Michigan State lost. Xavier lost, another 1 seed, and there's one other 1 seed. Oh, yeah, obviously, Virginia
lost.
Got this ball rolling. So now we're stuck with a lot of mid-level teams. Are we good with that? Like,
I think so, because you still have 5 seed Kentucky.
True.
You still have Gonzaga, you still have Villanova, you still have Duke and Kansas.
That's true.
So, because Kentucky has probably the easiest road to the Final Four.
Oh my! Don't even get me started on Kentucky.
Like,
in the Final Four.
I picked them in the Final Four. I knew Virginia would lose at some point. I didn't expect a 16.
This guy.
Hey, smart. Try to. No, but Villanova, I think, is probably the best team in the nation right now. So you still have them.
I agree, 100%.
And it's probably gonna be Villanova and Gonzaga. Like, you still have 2. It's not gonna be like.
I'm gonna say Villanova Duke. I'll disagree with you.
Okay, that can't happen in the championship. They're on the same side of the bracket, Hugh.
Well, they're gonna play at some point.
Yeah, but I think Duke's gonna win.
Oh no, it's gonna be Villanova. Villanova is hands down the best team in the country.
Coach K's got a little magic up his sleeve.
Jalen Brunson, best point guard left in the tournament. Sorry, I'm lost for words thinking about how good Villanova is. Jay Wright, great coach.
They're so good. Villanova is.
And they haven't been healthy all year. They haven't been healthy all year until now.
And the thing about Villanova is they have that extra level that they can go to, and no other team has that.
I agree.
And it's gonna be fun to watch. And you're not gonna get the Ramblers in the championship game. It's just not gonna happen.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I'd be willing to bet money that it's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
Trust me, I'm a Chicago fan with you, Hugh.
That's a hot take.
It is a hot take.
Okay.
Loyola?
Yeah.
Is that Sister Pat?
Sister Jean.
It's Sister Jean.
It's Sister Jean.
Sister Pat. Sister Jean, I'd like to give a formal apology here to you. I'm sorry.
I know she watches.
Yeah.
She's definitely watching.
She's on air right now.
All right, guys, hold on. Is March Madness, though, the single greatest playoff system ever?
Probably. Why not?
I think it's most entertaining. You're not always going to get the best team who wins, but I think that's part of the fun.
Exactly. It's any team that's hot can go on the run.
Sister Pat was wrong.
You said it anyways.
Something about it.
You went with it. It was okay. You just kind of sold it. If we didn't correct you, I think the crowd wouldn't even know.
I don't think nobody would.
Well, we have to do it for Sister Jean.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean needs that recognition.
Picked the Ramblers to lose in the Sweet 16.
I know.
She picks with her head and not her heart, and I can.
It's smart.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
she's a saint.
She is a saint.
She's a wonderful lady, from what I've heard.
I love to meet her.
I would too. Where
has this gone? We're a full segment on Sister Pat.
It's NCAA.
Sister Pat.
Yeah. It's NCAA, dude.
You got it.
We're not really sure where that segment went, but when we come back, we'll have 3 tears, jeers, and cheers. But right now, we're gonna take a look at some WMCM promos.
The University of Wisconsin Lacrosse brings you a weekly student newscast. Important news. Movie critiques. Weather forecasts, sports highlights, and local interviews. UWL's own WMCM, run by the students, for the students. Every Thursday at 4:30 on Campus Channel 200 and Charter Channel 989.
Are you a movie fanatic? Tune in on WMCM TV's Screening Room, Tuesdays at 2:45 or 4:30. You can watch on Channel 200 and Charter 989. See you on Tuesdays for Screening Room.
Now we're back. We're going to talk about some 3 tears, jeers, and cheers. We're going to start with our tears first. My first tear, Sister Jean from Loyola Chicago, as we were just talking about. She's a 98-year-old nun who is the Ramblers' biggest fan, and she's adorable. She made me tear up this weekend because before each game, she prays for her players. She prays for the players' health, for the referees to call a fair game, and a Ramblers' victory. And I just think that story is awesome. I love Sister Jean. God bless her. Grant, what's your tier?
My tier was UMBC beating Virginia. It was fantastic, and I'm glad I got to see a 16 beat a 1, so I was crying tears of joy, one for that, and also tears of sadness, because Virginia was the team that I was going to pull for. Tony Bennett, I think they are like the Wisconsin of the ACC.
Yeah.
I do. That was the biggest upset in NCAA history. And it was cool to see that, and I cried tears of joy and tears of sadness for my boy Tony Bennett at Virginia, who he handled nothing with class, nothing but class, of course, but still brought me tears.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'd like to piggyback off what you just said, because UVA basketball team, Virginia, as we said before, first ever 16 seed to beat a 1 seed, and ruined my bracket and everyone else's in the world, so that's nothing to... Nothing to... What, you're going to tell me you picked UMBC?
No, but they ruined my bracket. Like I said, I'm losing to Kentucky.
That ruins a bracket for a lot of people.
Yeah. For a lot of people,
I picked Virginia to win it all. So now I'm done.
Tears for your bracket.
Tears for
my bracket, tears for me. And to lose by 20 points, as Jay Bill has put it, they looked the worst they were all year. UVA was horrible. They shot 41% from the field, compared to the 54% from the Golden Retrievers is what I'm going to go with. Virginia shot 18% from 3, 4 of 22, okay, on their attempts.
4 of 22,
and
that's bad.
While the Golden Retrievers shot 50%, 12 of 24, and were out-rebounded by they also out-rebounded the Cavs 33-22 as well, and assists 16-5 in favor of the Retrievers. So that's what happens when you miss open looks, though. So lots of lopsided stats and
tears to those stats.
Yeah,
it was just ridiculous, as I will put it.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna go to jeers now. My jeer is actually Virginia because
really,
yeah, because they're gonna look dumb for the next however many years. I mean,
135 or 135 more games until somebody else.
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to sleep at night.
No, because around this time every year, their name will be brought up as they were the first 1 seed to lose until someone else happens.
Can you imagine like being a Virginia player and picking up a basketball?
Embarrassing.
Yeah, and now every time you pick up a basketball, you're going to see a Golden Retriever's head. Like you're petting a dog.
That's true.
Every time.
Grant, what's your jeer?
My jeer is Tom Izzo. And a couple weeks ago, when Michigan won in the Big Ten tournament, I said John Beilein is the best coach in the Big Ten. And y'all laughed at me. Well, look who's laughing now. I'm jeering now because Tom Izzo lost in the tournament, 3rd year in a row, an early exit for Tom Izzo of Michigan State. And I did a little research because I am just a bookworm when it comes to this stuff.
Of course you are.
He is Tom Izzo is 3-23 when playing Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, or Jim Boeheim.
Really?
It's just embarrassing to get his 4 NBA players, severely mismanaged the minutes of his starters, played bench players in key situations, didn't give Tum Tum Nairn any run in the second half at all, even though nothing he tried was working. So just throw Tum Tum out there, but no, didn't give the senior any run. So jeers at Tom Izzo. Screw Tom Izzo for embarrassing the Big Ten yet again this year.
Of course he did.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My jeer, the security staff and ushers at the Kohl Center, because I tricked all of them at the state tournament this past weekend and sat in the student section for every single game. And at one point, I even sat 3 rows up in the Brookfield East student section, and a kid from, believe it or not, a kid from the section goes, "You don't look like you're from Brookfield East." And I said, "Well, I am an alumni." Okay.
Did you lead cheers?
I was like doing cheers. I mean,
the roller coaster.
Yeah, we're doing all that. I mean, I was basically reliving my glory days, but at a high school of 2,000 people.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Hey, I respect that a lot. That's really, actually, I wish I would.
Cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers. My cheer is Drake. Because Drake got to play Fortnite with Juju Smith-Schuster, receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Travis Scott, a rapper, and Ninja, who's a professional gamer who makes $500,000 a month playing video games. So my cheers to them. Like, you guys, and Ninja's so good at Fortnite that he took them to a victory. And he's that good that, like, they can be bad. But he's that good that I love that.
One man can carry a team.
One man carries a team. He's like the LeBron of Fortnite.
There is an I in
right out of
He's the LeBron of Fortnite.
There's no I in team, but there is in Fortnite.
Yes.
There is.
All right, Grant, what's your cheer?
My cheer is Tiger Woods. I am beside myself.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Looking towards the Masters, he is favored. It is a tradition unlike any other. I cannot wait for the robins to be flying around and the green grass to be coming up and to smell the sweet spring in the air and listen to Tiger's.
Look at that look of him.
Look at him. Listen to his one of the fastest club speeds still of anyone on the tour. Just. And
how that goes?
He's going to win the Masters. So Tiger Woods is back, and it's good for just about everything.
I'm already taking that bet. I'm taking, like, he's winning the Masters.
Oh, he's going to win by multiple strokes.
Yeah.
Multiple strokes.
All right.
Quick little cheer for me, because I don't want to speak too much of this, but I'm going to give a little bit of a cheer to the Milwaukee Brewers, because they're currently at first place in the Cactus League standings in MLB spring training here. I will say, don't get your hopes up too much, because Brewers have won a lot of those games late, and that means that a lot of the backup of the backups are winning those games, and they're never going to really get a lot of playing time in the majors this year. They're duking it out with the Chicago Cubs, and it's nice that the Brewers are actually hanging out with the Cubs for once.
I appreciate your patronage, first of all, but second of all, don't worry, because I don't care about these games at all, because it's spring training and they don't matter. Thank you for explaining it to me.
They don't matter.
Okay, the thing is, though, the Brewers are probably going to have the best AAA minor league team in
got a great farm system. Great farm system.
Like, they're a year too early. They're a year too early.
Cubs a year too late. Windows closed. Hot take.
Windows through 2021, but you know what?
You can't fix the Brewers, but you can fix sports.
Hey, there you go, G.
You can.
All right, so we're going to fix sports a little bit. I know, he's killing it. He should be hosting instead of me.
Hey,
I'm going to be out
all
of
week.
I'm going to be out of the job, so fixing sports. So what I want to fix in sports this week is, so you guys know when you're watching a football game how you can look straight down the line. You see offensive tackles here, defense tackles here. You can be looking at each other. You can't see downfield at all. You can't see what the receivers are doing. Why don't we change that camera angle to behind the QB like in Madden? That's what I want to change it to. I'm pretty sure we have a picture up. It's just like that would be such a better view. You can see what the safety is doing. You can see the routes the receivers are running. You can see the hole the running back hits. You can see what the quarterback sees. People would love football. Look at that view. Like, you can see everything what they're doing.
It would be a lot easier to criticize the quarterback from this angle as well, which is one of my favorite things to do when I watch NFL.
So that's why I think that's my biggest fix in sports right now.
You're a critic, all right.
All right, Grant, how are you going to fix sports?
This is more of a fixing of the sports world as a whole, not necessarily a sport. First of all, I love going on Twitter when watching sports, and March Madness is no exception. It's my favorite place to be. I don't care. And I hate people who are like this during fantasy football. I'm going to share my fantasy football team with you. I don't care what you think.
Yes.
But your bracket, I do not care, and here's why. There's never been a perfect bracket. There never will be a perfect bracket. There's never been close to a perfect bracket. So when an upset happens and you come to me and said, oh my God, it busted my bracket, your bracket had no chance in the first place. Don't tell me how that game busted your bracket. It busted everyone's bracket. A 16 is never beat a 1. Don't act like you're special. Your bracket had no chance, and don't tell me about it because I don't care. Alrighty, on to you, G. What do you fix sports?
He's hostile, guys. He's hostile.
Wow.
It's okay. Calm down.
That was good.
We got you. We'll get through this. We'll get through
I don't even know if I should go, but one thing I would fix in the world of sports is college football playoff. I think they should expand it from the 4 teams that they have in there to 8. You can have the 5 Power 5 conferences and 3 at-large teams that either win their conferences unanimously or play extremely well, like you saw UCF, who was undefeated all year. And
got to give them
a chance.
National champs, UCF, by the way.
National champions.
Exactly. So that's my fixing. Everything would be happy if that happened.
All right, that's how we're going to fix sports this week. All right, we're going to take a little break. We're going to look at some hot shot sports and some Get Classy promos. We'll be back soon.
For the fun side of sports, from debates to memes to highlights, don't miss Hot Shot Sports, Tuesday afternoons on WMCM on Campus 200 and Charter 989.
Get excited for Get Classy, WMCM's hottest game show.
Write down your wager on your whiteboard now.
That is correct.
I'm in charge here. I'm going to give the board to Greta.
Good. No, that is cheating.
Play along with us Tuesday afternoons at 2:45 and 4:30 on Campus Channel 200 or Charter Channel 989. Remember, stay sassy with Get Classy.
All right. Make sure you watch those shows later in the week. They're going to be really good. So now we're going to look at our biggest surprises in sports this week. I'll start. My biggest surprise was how aggressive the Browns were in this offseason as a whole. I get they have a new GM. I love all the moves they make, but they have a new GM who's killing things. They made all those trades. They are being aggressive in free agency. Stuff like $70 million in cap space. They have a bunch of draft picks. I absolutely love what they're doing, but it just really surprised me. I didn't think they would be this aggressive. I didn't know if the new GM would be able to come in and take over and do the things he needed to do to get this team back to a winning team. Grant, what's your big surprise?
My biggest surprise was Jordy Nelson being cut, not because it's a bad move. I think it's a good move.
I would agree.
It's a tough pill to swallow, don't get me wrong. It's like one of the large, the really, really large vitamins.
Like a horse pill.
Like a horse pill vitamin. And
just a monster.
You're going to feel it on the way. You're going to feel it on the way down for a while. But I tell you what, you know, you get a younger player in Jimmy Graham, big athletic player. I just didn't think the new GM had the stones to do that in his first year and get rid of everybody's favorite player.
It's his first big move.
It is his first big move.
It's going to come back to bite the
Packers.
Yeah, that's who they are. I don't even give them enough credit because they're not much of a franchise.
Hi, G. What's your big surprise?
Go ahead.
My big surprise, the Chicago Blackhawks actually, believe it or not, have had a pretty rough season, a bad season for one.
Very bad.
Almost bottom of the pack, believe it or not, after a team that had a lot of hopefuls to come back this year and be in the running for Stanley Cup. Part of that is being Corey Crawford's out for a season with an injury, and traded away a defenseman, Nicholas Hjalmarsson. Also hurts when your team is struggling to play defense as well. So my surprise is how bad the Blackhawks have been, and I hope for a quick recovery next season.
I think it will be too, because they got some draft picks in the trades they made. Yep. I think it'll be a good bounce back.
We can be hopeful. We can be hopeful.
Hey, that's all you can be nowadays, isn't it? When teams tank like that, look at the Bulls. I mean, you gotta be hopeful. That's all you can be.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go on to what are you excited for? I'm excited for opening day. Opening day is 9 days away. I'm Jack, huge baseball fan. Cubs are gonna kill it this year. I'm so excited to watch Yu Darvish actually pitch. Kyle Hendricks is back. I love this. Cubs are gonna have another historic year. Cubs are winning the World Series this year. They're probably just jinxed myself, but that's okay.
You're laughing.
I am laughing.
Like, I don't understand how you can, because the Cubs are gonna be so dominant this year.
They're good. They're good. I think they're good. You're not wrong. I'm just.
What are you excited for?
I'm excited for opening day. Don't get me wrong. Brewers got a couple new pieces. Should be fun to watch. But I'm excited for the Packers draft. For a couple reasons. Number one, because they really need some good defense. They just need a young influx of talented players on defense, which I think this is a good opportunity to get. And they're picking at 14, assuming they don't trade up or down, which is exciting. They haven't picked that high that I can remember. Maybe they did after Aaron Rodgers' first year, but 14 is about the highest draft pick I've seen in my lifetime. So
I was talking about that.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess that pick up.
I was talking about that with my like that, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise for the Packers after last year, because usually they wouldn't have this high of a draft pick. They're usually in the 20s.
Yeah, it only turns out to be a blessing if they get a good player. That's what I'm looking at it. So.
Yeah, and they're not real good at evaluating talent. So
especially at the DB level.
Kevin White's panning out big time. Good pick for the Bears.
If he would be, you know what? I'm excited about the Bears. I'm excited about the Bears because this is the first year in about 5 years that I think they have a shot at making the playoffs. And if Kevin White comes back, and I think he will come back even healthier, I mean, it's tough to say his guy's
get more injured, but
his guy's come back now from 3 injuries, and he's a great piece. But if he would stay healthy, then I guess it would be better. But we can all hope.
We can all hope.
Chicago Bears is going to make the playoffs, and
I have them at 9 wins right now. 9 wins for the Bears.
9 wins?
9 wins.
Tough division.
Tough division, but they'll split it. Yeah. But that's all we have for today's show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm Jason, Grant, Ryan. Have a good week. That's all we got.
White Rhino.
Oh.
Ever produced. Incredible. Anna Joe LaMartina at Video Graphics in Racine, Wisconsin. And I only have one word for the CDs you sent me to audition. Awesome. This is a